Hello, Scott Rosano with Gigbuilder.com. This is episode number 116, and we're going to go into some of our event basics. If you've been following us through all the videos, we finally ended up creating an event. If you're coming straight from event for some help, let's go. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and open up an existing event. This is the event we created in the prior video. It starts at the top with some event basics. Now, if you want to make changes, you need to edit the event. There are several ways to do it. You can click the edit button, or you can either double tap or double click your mouse and it will open in edit mode automatically. The event start date, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can change it here. The event status, it defaults as a lead. When you create one inside Gigbuilder, that status can change. Pursued, notice colors change as well based upon the status of that particular event that's going on. A lead basically means you've gotten a hold of them, you've talked to them, but you've still got a ways to go before you're going to send them a contract. So we'll go into those as well. Your pursued is basically a hot lead, and that means that this is one that you're definitely going to work on, and it's probably going to end up pending and then eventually booked. So they all start as lead. The event name, this comes in default. It uses the event type and the event name or the client name in there. You can change it to anything you'd like. Your templates are here: standard, full, basic, and pub games. We'll go into each of these in different videos, but your standard full is your basic one that we use for everything. Your basic really trims it down so that you don't see as many items. It might be good for smaller events, and we'll go into those in another video. Primary service, we'll go in through another video. Right now, you just have one service in Gigbuilder if you've gone through all of our settings. And then your type of event, we did that in another video as well, and it defaulted to wedding reception, which we selected, and we're good to go. Then you can give it a lead rating if you really want. But basically, this is to help you as far as if you've got a lot of leads coming in, how to organize them a little better. Next section down is the event times. Your start time and your end time is here. I can change that time by either modifying this, or your bride may say, or your client may say, it starts at 6 and goes 5 hours, and you can let Gigbuilder figure out the timing on your own. Travel time to and from is based upon a lot of different things. We're going to default this. It comes into 30 minutes. Setup and breakdown is 15 minutes. There wasn't much for this package. Those will all come in from all the other things that we've created in these other videos. Here's where your overtime is. And guys, this is where you can run into some problems. Definitely come back and check here. If your quotes are coming up way too high, your overtime is probably involved, and that has to do with package timing. So this is a very important area to look into. Now, your overtime is 0 hours, 0 minutes here. I can put mine in for maybe $50 hourly. And if this goes over 4-hour time, which is this case here, it's 5 hours, this would charge an extra $50. Our event modifiers just make it a little bit easier to find things and do things. You can give it a greeting name. It's used for greeting clients. Event ID, this comes in automatically. You can change that to anything you want. If it was lost, why? Again, these are just modifiers. If you lost, who'd you refer it to? Who booked? This will be whoever's logged in at the current time when it was booked and built. Code coloring, you can change the color codes to your events to kind of separate them. At a public event, this means it's not a public event and I will not show. What I mean by public event is, say you're doing a game show or you're working in a club that night or something else where the public is invited. Put it on here and it will start showing up in your calendar. So additional questions, you'll see that in a future video, but you can ask up to 6 different questions that are text-based that we do not have currently built into Gigbuilder, and they will show here. Scrolling up, our date checklist is very important. Gigbuilder will put a lot of these in automatically, but these dates are used in a lot of different areas of Gigbuilder. So you need to make sure, like right now, the status lead was on 2/08 today, and it was created on the same date. The second I change this lead status to something else and save it, it will automatically drop these in there. So these are important, especially when you say your client isn't showing their deposit or whatever. Make sure there's a deposit paid date in there. Gigbuilder should do this automatically. These dates are important. If you've already passed the date and it's not in here, make sure you add it. Now, a little bit of crowd interaction is in here too. Your dress attire, which can be changed here. Whether a meal is going to be provided or not. Your interactive level, and a go-to person who to interact with at that particular event. Now, finally, down below, we have an event photo image, and you can simply upload anything you want from the internet there. And it defaults to what we have on our event type, which we did in an earlier video. The second details tab is going to be covered, a lot of this anyways, in other videos, and the remaining tabs will also be in other videos. But on here, what we can do is a few areas. We've got contact controls, so we've got a contact history. We click on insert, and we've got some canned responses that you can add in settings and type in notes, so you can quickly pop those in there. Private event notes, same way. A few more fields, age of guests, get an idea there percentage-wise, and some miscellaneous info, their event website if it has one, referred by, additional referrals, expected guests, bridal party size, etc., special announcements. The tasks and next actions are pretty big, and they'll be follow-up in their own video. So that's what you have for the basic tabs, your top and details of your Gigbuilder event. Go ahead and save this so it saves back into Gigbuilder, pops us back to the main screen, and we're on to the next video.